Welcome back, disc golf fans, to the final 10 of the third round at the 2022 Savanna Open, presented by the Upholstery Shop by Leo and powered by Prodigy Discs. We're still here at Tom Triplett Park on the gold layout, which is the toughest layout, lots of extra distance, and OB on a few of the shots here.
And today the weather has also brought us extra wetness and extra wind.
Absolutely. I am Nathan Queen, joined here with Conrad Norwood of Ace Run Pro themselves.
It's the Magic Team. We have the MPO lead card here for the third round. We have Ezra Robinson, Team Prodigy.
You have myself, Nathan Queen, on Team Innova. Aaron Doyle out of Florida. He is now a part of EV7. And then Kris Orrick, part of Team Flannel Shirt, as he said. And jumping right into the action, hole 9, 505-foot par 4. Beautiful hole to play, great shot through the woods. If you can get it straight up to about this point, a little further, you'll have a fairly open line into the green. A right-handed backhand is able to skip up to maybe about this point and have a long circle 2 look for eagle.
You say open look, but there are a lot of trees after you make the turn that you could hit. So getting that far is definitely a bonus on this hole.
Kris gets way out around, skips up, and I believe is just about at that circle 2 area.
He is.
Fantastic tee shot from him. Aaron's gotten this a little lower, gets that great high skip off to the left, and he has now got an open shot towards the basket.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be too straight, but that skip really helped move him in the right direction. Ezra's shot was looking too good not to hit a tree.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think that could have made it to the circle, possibly. Yeah.
And you, again, are playing more for position than trying to get the distance and get over there for that circle 2 look.
Yeah, it's a pretty late turn for me to get off to the left there, so I'm just going for a straight shot, and then it's a pretty easy hyzer look for me from there.
And this is like a replay from yesterday almost.
Yeah, I was a little closer yesterday, but still a nice birdie putt. Aaron burns it over just a little bit, but ground play helps him out, bounces him back inside the circle.
It looks like he's using a really soft putter and like uses that to help control his landings a little bit. Ez was not thrilled with the throw, but he's inside the circle 25 feet.
And here we have that eagle look. Oh, and it looks good, but just comes up slightly short. Should have an easy birdie.
Nice bird.
I'm working my way back down. Just 1 over now. After a couple double bogeys, I've been able to card 3 birdies. Ezra working his way further down. Now at 5 under par for the round. And it looks like we're going to have our first star frame of the round.
All right.
You're on hole 9. 4 birdie threes. And we helped the average go down on that one, as it averaged 3.8 this round. So our card alone got that hole under par.
We have hole 10 here, par 4, coming in at 424 feet. Again, with this one, you have a late turn. There is a false fairway going to the right here as the drone flies by, but that's not really the route that you want to take. If you end up over there, you at least have a way to save it out. But you really want to get out here and see if you can flare in towards the basket at this point, getting into the green area. The green is guarded with some guardian trees on the green, so if you can come in on the left side, it'll be more advantageous than going on the right side. Kris here hits something and goes off to the right.
Yeah, I can't remember where exactly that ended up. Aaron gets a great turnover shot off here, and that's about as good as you can do it with a righty backhand there.
Yes.
And with this gold layout, I'm not sure if there's really something that you could call a birdie alley, as Ezra kicks off to the left side over there. But advances fairly down the fairway, fairly good down the fairway. But 9 and 10 are the two easiest holes on the course for this gold round, being shorter par 4s. So these are holes you want to get your birdie on.
Oh, wow.
If not, maybe another eagle.
If not, maybe another eagle. Is that some foreshadowing going on there? That right there was a great shot.
Thank you. I was pretty happy to hit that line the second time. Kris getting on up there, catches a late one. He'll be at circle's edge for his birdie look.
So them being off on the left does not count them out from being able to score on this hole.
Yeah, both of them now inside the circle for a birdie. Aaron with his own eagle look here. And comes up just a bit short. Gets a decent amount of movement, and he's going to have a little bit of a tester come back for his birdie.
Yeah. Nice eagle.
5 down on the hole through 3 rounds. One of those ones, hey, I'm under par now.
Yeah, you erased one of those double bogeys.
All right. Went from 1 over to 1 under.
In one hole. Ooh, that was lucky to come down.
Yeah,
that
Kris
was a little high left, but it came down in the basket.
Connects for his turkey, and he's 8 under par now through 12 holes, shooting a very good round. We have another one of those Star Plus frames here. The first round, we were able to all eagle hole 4. Went 8 down on the hole. We go 5 down here on hole 10.
Helping the average. Hole 11 is a short par 3 coming in at 262 feet. Really, you just got to find the lane and hit it. If you get kicked off left or right, there's trouble in both directions.
Yeah, it's a pretty specific line here, and the drone is flying it very well. Just to the left of this tree, and just a soft finish off to the right. But it's very difficult to get your disc straight all the way to that tree. You can turn it over to the inside of it and maybe get a little lucky. As you hear me yell, get lucky. For me, I didn't turn it over there. I was just a little early, but I did sneak up and got inside the circle for my birdie look.
Yep. Ooh.
And that's the tree on the right side that really shapes this shot. That's the one that you have to miss that makes you throw that very particular angle.
Yeah. So he got a double kick there. Ended up going a little backwards down the other fairway from a different tee position.
And Ezra using every bit of the fairway there, just squeaking down that left side, but turns out just perfect. Slides up inside 20 feet. And I thought that was going to hit a tree about 3 different times, and it was just stable enough to get past all of them. Turns out it was a justice that he let go of there. And he said, it's a justice, they don't mess around.
Aaron throwing a beautiful shot there, holding the line the entire way toward the baskets to try to save his par.
Good par save from Kris. I'm able to connect for the birdie.
Look at him digging further under par now. And so is Ezra.
Ezra forgot to follow through, but it still worked out that time. He is 7 under now.
And a nice par save from Aaron.
Bringing us into hole 12, back to the 321 foot. Maybe you'll get an 80 footer. You got forehand roller. If you really want to get aggressive, you could stand it up right about here and get it to push straight. Otherwise, little putter turnover. You could get aggressive and go high backhand turnover, but it's just the ceiling's there. It's very hard to get past the ceiling.
And it's a very tight angle. Not only just getting it high, but also not pushing it too far for it to go on the left side of the fairway after the turn.
I didn't throw that well. It's inside.
And it looks like he's going for a cut forehand roller again. And this time he corrects the angle a little bit. Maybe too much.
Yeah.
So this time he's on the right side of the fairway versus the left side.
That was close. We were kind of expecting it just to tombstone when it hit the ground with how wet it is.
Yeah, that was a possibility as well.
Kris pushes his a little far. It's not ideal over there, but it's better than being right side.
Yeah.
And Aaron pushing that high turnover and gets a pretty good flight out of it. Yeah. I think he's beat that 80-foot mark that I was talking about, and maybe about 55, maybe a little closer.
I think so. But I think he may have a ceiling to contend with over there.
I didn't have much room to move at all. That was an okay shot. I have a circle 2 look for par.
Well, after that drive, I know you were just had to be in scramble mode to make sure you kept the hole that you dug below par still intact.
Yeah. And Kris got a little errant there, but gets a good tree by the basket, knocks him down. He's going to tap in his par.
And I don't know if that was the wind or if just the way he threw that it never really had a chance of going in the basket, but he's still safely on the green.
And Aaron definitely trying to give this a run.
Good backboard.
Very good backboard. He's going to have a much easier par than a moment ago. I'm trying to save my par. Wind swirling. I definitely thought that was going to drop. It said no thank you. Bogey.
You need to take the putter, dude. I don't know about you, but I'm like an 800 rated mini picker upper and disc puller out of the basket. I'm not good at it at all.
It seems like once I start getting to a frustrated point, I'm worse at it. So that was I'm over there calming myself down now so I can learn how to take the disc back out of the basket.
All right, Aaron types in his par as well as Kris.
So yeah, kind of a strange par 3. Averages at 3.49 for the last round, so a little tougher with the wind, but still almost a par 4 maybe or something. Hole 13, 555 foot par 4. You got this gap and the one off to the left. The landing zone is over by that sign you see on the left side in this grass island area, as the road does play OB. Once you get to that landing zone, go to the right of the mandatory tree through this gap, and then slightly finish off to the left side, and you'll avoid the OB cart path on the right, or sidewalk. I did see a four-wheeler out here.
Yeah, there was. Act like he owned the place.
And Ezra comes out a bit low. Ooh. And just slows down enough to stay in bounds. Kris actually planned to stay on this side. He didn't go for that island.
Okay.
Just throwing a little soft shot.
And that's a viable play. The only thing I can think about is your footing over there is probably not as ideal as it is on the island.
And Aaron stands this up a little bit. It's off to the left side. He looks like he does stay clear of the foliage over there, but he is in about 4 inches of water, I believe. That's about what I was looking for. I've got a little bit of a weird
footing
ditch that I'll take a little bit of relief from. A tough angle here. You got to get a quick turnover and then a quick fade as well. And he does it pretty well. Gets himself up to right around circle's edge. About 1 inch of water and 1.5 inches of mud on that one.
I mean, laying yourself up short, it does give you a slightly, I don't know if it's an easier angle of attacking, but you still have an angle of attacking. Ooh.
Oh, and very unfortunate kick there. He got a little more aggressive than he did the last time he was at that point. That disc was going to come back and be in a good position.
Yeah. But
it catches that little tree and kicks him out of bounds. I'm in a good spot here, but I do have a very strong headwind, a little bit of right to left coming through this gap.
Oh.
And
all right.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
Very bad shot, very good result.
There's a limb that pushes you towards the woods, and then the woods says, "No, we don't want you in here. Stay out there." So at least you'll be outside, approaching.
Aaron and myself both just pitching it up. Lots of wind right here. You don't want to deal with any type of comebacker if you can avoid it.
Definitely.
Ezra, though, gonna want to make this, trying to save his par after going OB.
He tries, but you see the wind pick it up and then drop it.
Yeah, it actually dropped it back to the right height, but it didn't finish. It didn't fade off to the left. Kris
is he got worked by the wind there because that right there's a little short.
Yeah, unable to capitalize on 2 good shots. Still gonna take his par. And this hole also averaging over a half stroke over par at 4.58. We'll have 3 pars and 1 bogey with that OB kick that Ezra got there.
Hole 14 is playing as a par 4, 587 feet. You got to carry this water here. You have a landing area in front of the path. I think the path does play OB.
No, this path is inbounds.
Oh, that path is inbounds. All right, great. So all this is inbounds. You want to get to this corner and make this turn to try to approach to this well-guarded green.
Yeah, and unlike the first day, we do have lots of wind around the water right now. It's going to be much more difficult to get to a good landing zone. I believe it's a left to right, but this is kind of that area where it's swirling around whichever way it wants to. Kris, with just, I don't understand how that disc continued to move so quickly. I thought it was going to fade and be in a perfect position. It just keeps going straight, catches a late palm, and ends up staying straight. If he would have got that flare off to the left, he would have been in the best position we've seen so far.
Yes. And Aaron taking a shot and getting put slightly out of position, having to make the Mando to get back around to the green.
I almost got what I wanted there, but right at the end, as soon as it flattened out, that wind pushed it, and it got a big old flare off to the right side. I'll be pretty pinched in the woods looking for a gap. Ezra corrects from his shot missing the Mando the first time and ends up with kind of an unfortunate tree at the end of that. It looked like he was going to be in a good spot.
Yeah. Aaron trying to throw something up
and
over the top to get around the turn, but he was over the trees, but not over enough.
Yeah, he caught that last branch. It was the wind had just caught it and was about to push it to the right, and it caught that last branch before it came down.
I mean, that's a high risk shot throwing in this wind anyway. So I mean, the risk reward there is something that he had to consider.
I find a tiny little gap, give myself a look for the birdie up there. Ezra gets a good angle out, it looks like, but that 1.5 inches of rain that we got overnight keeps that thumber that he threw from flaring around. Kris also having to go with a little tricky shot, doing a forehand roller.
Yeah, I want to say it's lucky he hit that tree. He had some pace on that. If it would have kept going, he would have potentially been flirting with OB again.
And Aaron, after going for the hero shot, does get bit and has a very short forward movement on the next shot. He's going for you again.
Yep. I'm not safe. That time he didn't get me, though.
Seems to only be Aaron that's going for you.
See what Kris does here. Oh, a little outside. Oh, I'm not even sure what happened there.
It's just one of those rounds, man. And you can see he needed that putt to save the bogey. It's a good scramble after trying the hero shot and not working out. Still able to can the circle's edge putt for his bogey. Kris comes up to get his par after a good drive. Just got a little unfortunate to not skip. Ezra also smash of a drive and ends up in not a good spot. Collects his par. Breaks the basket.
Baskets. You're not going to fix that edge? You're just going to leave it there, huh? Just going to leave it there. All right.
Kris comes back to get it for him.
Okay.
He knew Kris was a good guy. He'd do it.
Well, he's Prodigy, so he doesn't know how to fix that type of basket. That's what it is. Everyone's favorite hole, hole 15.
Yeah, 298-foot par 3. And this is the hardest one that we have played yet. 300 feet of dead straight. Pull out a bow and arrow. That's your best chance.
Yeah. Pull out a bow and arrow and still just park the basket. There's no...
Yeah, even if you get up there, you could throw a fantastic shot, have a 27-foot putt, and no angle. I think we're train free this time, though.
Oh, yeah. We'll see if that works in your favor, though, or not. I mean, if the train was there, it would be blocking a lot of the wind.
Kris turns his over and gets pretty fortunate and just doesn't really hit anything and continues going forward down the fairway.
Because, there is a possibility of OB in both directions. You just put that on a rope and just...
Yeah, I was super happy with that. I should have known the water was there, but we hadn't been on this hole yet, so I was expecting that to be right up at the pin. Water seems to have slowed me down a bit.
Yeah.
I'll have one of those trickier putts now. But super happy to even be that far down the fairway.
Both Ez and Aaron get a little errant over on the left-hand side, but they stay in bounds.
Yeah, and you see right here, there's a wooden sign on that tree that is a Mando, so they do have to go to the right of that. They're not able to go down the easy way of the railroad track. And neither one able to advance very far forward.
Yep.
Aaron on purpose. Ezra tried to go further.
And we do have to say there was...
Oh, boy.
A backup on this hole, solely just because of how difficult it is for each card to play it.
2 cards.
2 cards.
On the tee while the third was playing the hole. So 3 cards, really.
Yeah. Let's make some progress there. He should have a look for that putt. Kris gave it a good bid. Again, just if you're not in the right position for the putt, getting it in is just...
And this seems to be a pretty good angle. And he is able to connect.
That's an awesome bogey save.
For the bogey, yeah. He had to pitch out, and then he's got...
Going through the trees, hitting the center of the chains.
That's a great putt. Look at that window. He had his best angle there. Yeah.
Just a bit short.
There's a right to left wind there, which drops my putt a lot and pushes it to the left, that gap. I don't know. I should have made it.
Well, in hindsight, you should have. I mean, I think you gave your best effort that you could at the time. Don't beat yourself up.
Thanks. Thanks, Conrad. And at this point, we're getting back out into the open a little bit, and that wind is really starting to rip. And with this being the gold layout, we're approaching about 4 hours or so, maybe a little over at this point of the round.
Yeah.
So we've been out there for quite a while. Moves us into hole 16, 555-foot par 4. You must make it across this road and land inbounds across the road to establish your lie. If not, you go to the drop zone of the black tee pad, which we played the first round. Once you've made it across the road, you're either going to have a straight shot, or if you've pushed off to the right, you'll have a left to right moving shot to approach this green, which has a gap of its own.
Yeah. Is it going to stay?
Ooh.
Ooh, yes.
So Kris with a good shot there and almost coming back. I just threw something to make sure it wasn't going to stand up at all and to give it any chance to float left.
Yeah. First, I thought those branches were going to be like in your way, like you went through them.
Yeah, it was pretty close, and they did get in Ezra's way a little bit right there, and he stays OB. He'll be going to that drop zone.
And you can see the wind was blowing, was not in his benefit whatsoever.
And it wasn't right here either. That looked great, but as soon as it got out of the gap, that super strong wind just packed it straight down into the ground. He'll have to throw from this drop zone as well.
Now, just to give the viewers an idea of how windy it is, these are wet leaves that are blowing across the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the wind is a serious factor right now.
And this, even though it got through some trees there at the end, is an absolutely incredible shot. There's a tailwind ripping with some right to left movement in it, and he got his disc to start moving right after 275 feet.
Yes.
With a right hand backhand. That's just incredible. I'm able to get my Firebird up inside the circle for a birdie look. Kris, after a good drive, has pushed his upshot a little long. He'll have a circle 2 look for his birdie.
Ooh. Had the right line. One of those few putts that are frustrating because everything he did was right, but just couldn't cash in.
Yeah, just a bit low. And a great par save, though, from Aaron. Having to go to the drop zone after that OB stroke, he's able to get his par. And it looked like right out of his hand, the wind just kind of adjusted that. I don't know that it really lifted it, but as soon as he let go, you could see it kind of move off to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I've come back with the long sleeve on now. Got a little chilly with the wind. And also with a birdie to get myself back to 2 down. Trying to fight. I believe that played as one of the harder holes on the course as well. Maybe the third at .75 over par, having to make it across that road to be in bounds.
On hole 17, we have the same scenario where you need to cross to be in bounds. It is a par 3 playing at 403 feet. Missing the light pole is key to staying in bounds, but also to get into the green area. The green is partially guarded, especially with a right-hand hyzer approach shot. But let's see what you do here coming in from the lefty backhand route. You get lifted up.
It makes no sense.
Well, let's see if everyone was able to get a wind read off of you. His is lifted up and pushed out a little bit and not able to return. He does hit a tree on the way down, though.
Aaron gets a nice shot off, looking flat through this right side. Could have done without that tree and may have been a little closer, but I think it was going to be around circle 2 either way.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up the same distance, just a different line, but where he's at should work.
And here's Ezra hitting that same line, getting a little more ground play, and he'll be right there. Just inside the circle, probably about 29, 30 feet. It's a nice route. Mm-hmm. Keeps me from having to come back putt.
Keeps your putter dry, too, because there is water around that basket.
Yeah, we're starting to dry out a little bit at this point, but there's still quite a bit of water. As you see. Yeah. As Aaron so kindly displays for us there. Back on track. Ezra cards the birdie. About an inch of water or so doesn't keep Kris from getting his par. Looks like we got an inch and a half or 2 of water over here for Aaron. Also able to get his par. Hole 17, good for 3 pars and 1 birdie from Ezra. Moves us into one final hole here for the 3rd round.
Yes. Everyone vying for the position to be on the card for the final 6. Hole 18, playing it for 276 feet, par 3. Again, we've seen this line before. You want to come out and be right of this tree to the right here. Going over the bridge, deciding if you're going to push the tree to just pass the bridge to the right or left and land in the green. Or
the water. Ezra has this a little bit high.
Ooh, yeah.
It's allowing it to drift out to the right, and he catches the correct part of that to not drift OB onto that sidewalk, catches an edge there and stays in bounds.
I don't think in any of our drone previews of this hole did we even mention that sidewalk was back there, because it just really doesn't seem to come into play. But
yeah, you don't think about it.
Oh, you were trying to take your special route again.
Yeah, again, Like a lot of this round, I was off by a couple inches. It's no good in the woods. You need to be off by a couple feet. Kris was off by a couple feet, but in this case, it was also no good.
At least it did kick him in the right direction because he had some steam on that throw.
And Aaron showing you what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Beautiful drive to finish his round.
Kris trying something. He gets past the bridge, but is still outside the circle. And you park yourself behind those trees on the green to have a look through a gap at the basket.
Yeah, it's pretty close though. Maybe inside of 20 for sure.
Ooh. Again, everything so right. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the wind not cooperating with the putt or the actual runway at the end.
So clearly he's going to have a headwind putt now to come back for that. Super strong tailwind there for Kris. Just packs his straight down. Or tail left to right. I'm able to collect my par. Get out of this round. Very ready to leave. Get started again.
Don't go too far.
Yeah.
His taps in his par. Aaron with the bird.
And Kris, unfortunately, taking a bogey there on the last hole, which I believe was his only bogey of the round. Could be wrong. Either way, that wraps up our third round out here at the Savanna Open at Tom Triplett Park in Pooler, Georgia. Don't forget about the final 6. We've got a few more holes to go. Appreciate Ace Run Pro coming out. Make sure you subscribe to their Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Twitter.
Ace Run Pro. Just check them out wherever you feel like. You can check me out on Instagram at nqueen_68286. And yet again, don't forget, final 6 holes. Check it out.